Check. One moment. Gotta have the special blue light on. I am thrilled. I just got back from Audio Advice Live and I learned two things. One, JBL came out with a new affordable speaker, and two, one of my favorite speaker companies of all time is going to destroy high-end audio again. So sit down, grab a cup of coffee, and let's talk about this new speaker from a company that is very well respected, and I'm super excited to get in. Before the channel even started, I picked up a pair of the first generation. Now we're on the third generation. This speaker has always punched way above its weight class. The first generation I thought was one of the best speakers I'd ever heard. The second generation, I just couldn't get behind the 6.5 inch version. However, I did like the 5.25 inch version. Now we have the third generation of the ELAC debut series, and they have taken some of the things from the first generation and not even really the second generation, and they've changed out the tweeter. The ELAC debut 3 I heard for the first time at Audio Advice Live, and of course you can't tell how a speaker sounds. You can't tell how a speaker is until you have it in your room on your electronics with your music. But I'm getting a pair in very soon. Chris, please send them out immediately. FedEx them overnight. Actually, just have someone drive them to me. I'm just kidding. It would probably take a lot longer. But let's get into a few specs.
Back in that bag again. Whoa, yeah. Hey. Back in that, yeah. Tell them to watch it. Now I ain't talking my pockets. Just know we ain't running out the way that we stock it. If I got it, you got it. If I call it, she slide and tell her to mop it. Yeah, I got that on. Then she took that thing off and bring it around. Going at it till I'm on. Put that 90 in a hole.
This is unheard of in the ELAC debut series. An aluminum dome tweeter. However, they've really done some things to make sure that it doesn't have that aluminum dome harshness, and I heard no harshness. If you would have asked me what type of tweeter, I would have said, of course, it's a soft dome tweeter. But they've covered up some of the tweeter, I think, with some diffusion material, and then they have a vertical diffusion bar or something like that. I'm very excited because I think the first debut speaker was really on the warm side. And I wouldn't say you're lacking clarity, but what I was lacking is a little bit of air on the top end. I still love that speaker. It threw a sound stage like you were at a stage watching, I don't know. But anyway, it threw a big sound stage vertically, horizontally, paradoxically. Just so excited that we have an aluminum dome tweeter. They have a redesigned woofer too, so it's an aramid woven. They've improved the woofer. That's all I know. This also has a rear port. The second generation had a front port down at the bottom, and I think it really kind of affected the performance of the speaker on the bottom end. One of the most wonderful things about the first generation, just how much bass that thing would put out. And it wasn't boomy. It wasn't like bloated for the sake of being bloated. It was still good. So the port went from the front back to the back. Really, what this looks like to me is what the second generation should have been, is an iteration on the first generation. I bought the second generation B6.2s 3 times because first of all, I love Andrew Jones designed speakers. Second of all, the first generation blew me away so much. I knew the second generation had to be awesome. I just didn't love them. The 5.2s, good. They were better than the 6.2s. But still, I felt like it wasn't as good as the first generation. And the irony is, I had talked to Chris, and I'd actually talked to Andrew Jones. I'm just like, just re-release the first series. Just put a wrap on them. And I think they did that. They put like a walnut wrap on the first generation, but it was only in Canada. So I think I've got my wish, except instead of just a re-release of the first generation, now we have improvements on that first generation design. Also undergone a significant cosmetic upgrade. They do look way better than the first generation. So it has somewhat of a similar wrap that the second generation has, so kind of like a wood grain vinyl wrap, but the front baffle is very smooth, so it's got this nice, I guess it's paint on it. The waveguide is also really cool. They look really classy, and I should tell you the price. I think they're coming in at $450. I'm gonna link ELAC USA's website, because when this video goes up, it should actually be available only on the ELAC USA website. Obviously, stock is gonna go to the regular suspects like Crutchfield, obviously Audio Advice, maybe even Amazon. So when I get one in and I do the full review, I will have affiliate links. The link to ELAC USA is not an affiliate link, so I'm not trying to do a cash grab here. I'm not trying to make any money, except on this video. So thumb it up and subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you want to buy me a cup of coffee, down at the bottom of the video, there's a thanks button. You can just give me $1.99 or $2. $100, doesn't matter. Probably not $100. That's good coffee. You can also support the channel by buying a Rocktopus mug down at the bottom of the video. There's a link to buy a Rocktopus mug. On the back it says binge, listen, and fill your soul with happiness. They also have a really cool grill with a little cutout at the bottom that shows the ELAC logo. This thing, it's going to be awesome. I just know it. If it's not awesome, I'm really going to be disappointed. Because I'm hyping it up right now. I'm the ELAC hype man for the debut 3. Easier to drive too than the first generation, and I think even the second generation. I was shocked to find out that this is an 87 dB sensitive speaker, 6 ohm nominal impedance. So it's not nearly as hard to drive as the first generation. There are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different speakers in this line. We'll quickly go through them. The 5¼ inch bookshelf, which I'm very excited about, is going to come in black ash only for $349. The 6½ inch, which is the one that I think I'm getting, is going to come in at $450. Let's put this into perspective. The debut 2 6.2, the 6½ inch, comes in at a retail price of $399. So there's been a marginal price increase. However, these speakers regularly, and I don't know when the new debut 3s will start going on sale, but the B6.2, the B5.2, the one that's available right now, a couple times a year goes down to $199 a pair, which is crazy. And the 6.2s come down, I don't know, I think they're around $279 a pair occasionally. There's going to be a 3-way triple 5¼ inch floor standing speaker, which are going to come in at $449 each. So $900 for a pair of those. Triple 6½ inch floor standers are going to come in at $499 a piece. So $1,000. And I plan on listening to all of these that they'll send me. Center channel, 2 5¼ inch woofers, that's going to come in at $300. Center channel, dual 6½ inch woofers, coming in at $400. And a Dolby Atmos enabled on-wall speaker, $500. That'll be cool. I don't know what that is. And the funny thing is, like, I knew ELAC was there, but I had forgotten they were there. So it wasn't a room that I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get to ELAC. Because I figured they just had one of the really nice, I don't know, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 speaker. What blows me away about the Audio Advice show, number one, it was very, well, it shouldn't blow me away. They were very well organized. I mean, this thing was running like a Swiss train that was on time all the time. And if you're ever in the Raleigh area, or even if you're on the East Coast, you need to check out Audio Advice live. It is wonderful, and it's small enough that you can see everything within one day. And if you spend 2 days there, then you can enjoy some of the hospitality of the fine folks down in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can go check out the Audio Advice location, see stuff in person. But this is the type of show where you really get to enjoy everything. And there are a lot of vendors that are there. So I'm going to do a full video, kind of a snapshot of as many rooms as I could get to. But the whole thing was wonderful. They put on a concert the first night. Highly recommended. Please go check out Audio Advice Live next year. Ooh, those Atmos speakers look awesome. Aaron, I'm going to do a screenshot of this. The floor standers have like some outrigger feet. I think this is going to be another ELAC Debut 1 experience where people are just like blown away. Like, how did they do this? How in the world did they make a speaker that sounds this good, looks this good at this price? You have no idea how excited I am about this release, because we haven't had a really high-end affordable speaker release from a traditional brand in a while, and we got 2 of them. I'm so glad I went to Audio Advice, because we have the Stage 2s from JBL, now the ELAC Debut 3. If you like this video and you want to have some laughs, let's go all the way back to the beginning of the Cheap Audio Man and check out my first video on the ELAC Debut 1 series. I'll also link the video I did on the ELAC Unify, the first generation. Don't judge me though. They're really terrible videos. Thanks for watching. Please like this video and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Thank you.